GM Construct, one of the maps that we've all played thousands of times, the default tutorial world of Gmod. This map has it all: water, a dark room, just a general area to play around in. Source maps have this aura, the feeling of a dystopian dark landscape. This is because most source maps use Half-Life 2's default textures, which in themselves have an inbaked feeling of dystopia. I find this feeling more nostalgic than eerie, as these maps I've spent hours playing in my youth. Part of it is, the engine. So what if we took that away? How would it feel? These are source maps in other engines. The first game we're going to be covering is Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor is a co-op zombie horde game where you and 5 other players have to survive hordes of infected. This game came out in 2016, and I think has aged pretty well using the Unreal 5 engine, or Unreal 4 engine. There are 2 maps for this game, so first off, let's start off with the classic GM Construct. So here is GM Construct in Killing Floor 2.
Here we go. The mission is underway. Lock and load.
What I just did there is called Z time. It's basically just bullet time. It procs randomly whenever you get a headshot or you get a grenade kill or something like that. It's one of the main features of Killing Floor 1 that they carried over to 2, so it's part of the game's identity. This map is pretty much a 1x1 recreation, minus one big important thing, or a few, due to engine limitations. So let's start with the elephant in the room. There's no water on GM Construct on this game. That's just because there's not water physics on this map. I think they could have put like fake water and have like a kill barrier go down if you go down there, or just have you clip through it. But you just fall to your death anyway, so the pit is more honest. The next is the reflection room is missing their reflection because this game doesn't really have real-time reflections. Also, there doesn't seem to be a green screen room. And the dark room is pretty bright, in my opinion. But besides that, it does feel like I am just playing Gmod right now. Just spawning NPCs and killing them, or putting on a horde game mode and just playing like that. So it is very nice to see this kind of gameplay in a different game, but you're still on GM Construct. As far as replication goes of art style and the source engine, the Killing Floor engine looks a bit more saturated, like compared to the Gmod footage. That might just be a Killing Floor thing, but the colors seem richer in this version, and the atmosphere has a bit of a fog density to it, like the buildings and everything, and the skybox has bloom. And it seems to be like at a afternoon setting. Maybe that's why. But I enjoy it. It's nice to see this classic map in a different lens. When I said there's 2 maps, I lied. There's actually like 4 when I look back at my footage. And there's even more. There's a bunch of Counter-Strike maps. There's a whole mod list full of source maps. I could go over these more in detail, but I'll keep it to 2 for now, as I don't want to stay on Killing Floor for too long. So we looked at a classic Garry's Mod map, so let's go to something more recent. How about Black Mesa? As you can see, this is a very stunning recreation of this map. From the skybox to the geometry, it all looks pretty good. For the uninitiated, this is the part where Gordon goes to Zen, the border world, and he has to fight a Gonarch that has been hunting him down, at least in the Black Mesa version. This is the final encounter, basically the boss zone of this chapter. It's a pretty fun killing floor map. There's a lot more going on than in Construct, so there's a lot more kiting. On Construct, it's a bit easy to survive because Construct inherently is a flat map, and you can go pretty far and just snipe enemies. But this map has a lot more arches. It's got a lot more geometry to jump over, stuff like that. The skybox looks amazing. It really makes me feel like I'm playing, Black Mesa, and it's really capturing the same vibe as the Source Engine, which the Construct map was kind of a little bit less of, but I still enjoyed it anyways. It really feels very otherworldly, which is what Zen is supposed to be. I think it fits Killing Floor pretty good. Let's take a brief intermission from first-person shooters into a different genre. Let's see what's in store. This is A Hat in Time, a 3D platformer where you play as a kid with a hat. That's pretty much the premise of it. Out of all the games that have source maps, I wasn't expecting A Hat in Time to have one, but it did. It had GM Construct, and it's a pretty good recreation of GM Construct. It looks sort of different because of the engine, which I don't know which engine the A Hat in Time uses, but it's a pretty good one. As you can see, the water is swimmable, and it has an actual underwater texture, which does actually really remind me of Gmod. I actually ended up drowning here because I forgot there was a breathing mechanic, so rip. To avoid drowning, there's a small little boat that you can just chill in while enjoying the GM Construct atmosphere. Life could be a dream. As for spawning and Sandbox abilities, there's these two buttons that spawn Mafia people and Angry Birds. So, besides that, there's not much else. It's interesting. Something that I thought was cool is the notorious Gmod Darkroom. It has a custom little sound effect that plays when you go in it, so let's check that out. It even has a little Construct Easter egg room. I would recommend checking this map out. It's pretty fun. I would recommend checking A Hat in Time out in general. It's a really good game. Speaking of Construct, let's check out one final Construct map. This is Ultrakill, a very fast-paced first-person shooter that has a very unique art style. Now, I'm pretty bad at this game. I am really bad, actually. But the Construct Sandbox map is pretty cool. This is an official Sandbox mode in this game. And the funny story about it is the way that this game mode was created is when the dev for this game asked Garry on Twitter if he could just put Construct in his game. And Garry was like, sure, yeah, go for it. And, well, he did. This has actual Sandbox capabilities. You can actually spawn enemies and add objects, place them. There's actually some mechanics that I'm not really sure how they work, because there's anchoring or nav meshing, stuff like that. But I made this little bouncing trampoline zone for these little grunt people, which is pretty This is my favorite feature right here. The ability to change the map theming. I'll just let this play out without me saying anything because I think it really speaks for itself. This does have its light and dark room. It's pretty simple, dark room. I would highly recommend picking up Ultrakill. If you're really good at FPS games, I am not, but I picked it up anyways to check out this map. And good job, devs. Maybe one day I'll be able to beat your game. I'm gonna cut the video here, as there's a lot more source maps, and I could probably go into depth for like another 10-20 minutes. If you want to see that, let me know, because there's a lot of the Killing Floor, especially has a lot of those maps. So does it's mostly actually just Killing Floor, and there's Call of Duty Black Ops actually had a map or two that I could show off, but I didn't want to make the video too long. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you liked it, go ahead and subscribe if you want. Thank you for staying around and watching this for this long. It took a while. I meant for this video to come out like a month ago, or about like a month and a half ago, but I got very distracted with schoolwork for college and Resident Evil 4. It kind of ruined my life for a little bit. God damn it. But yeah, thanks for watching.